CPACE has been kind of a central driver of our business over the last couple of years. We implemented, as Dave mentioned, we did the first, we actually did the first CPACE project in the state of Maryland in 2016. That was a Comfort Inn and adjoining commercial office space that was on the same tax parcel. And after we did that first project, we really started to understand the benefits of CPACE, and we started implementing more projects using the program. And so as a company, what we do is we design and implement energy efficiency projects for commercial and industrial customers. We're a general contractor, and so we have the capability to design the project, do the energy audit, all the way up to the technicians installing the equipment and servicing the equipment. We also do long-term maintenance as well. And so this is just a project that we just finished up this year. I think this is a good overview of the CPACE program and the benefits to a building. In this particular building, this was a 100,000 square foot commercial office building. This is in Rockville, Maryland. It's not far from Rockville Town Square. We actually were asked by the building owner to do a walkthrough to assess the condition of the building and identify any deficiencies if they were looking to purchase the building. We did the walkthrough, we identified a number of deficiencies in the chilled water system, the pumping system, domestic water system. They asked us to put together a scope for a deep energy retrofit. And as kind of a sidebar, deep energy retrofits are a class of energy efficiency improvements which we really focus on as a company. These are projects that generally have a lot more energy conservation measures included in the project. You know, not looking at just one or two energy measures, but actually looking at the entire building holistically and identifying ways to significantly reduce energy and water use in the building. And so CPACE is a very natural fit for that because the projects are generally larger. They generally have, they're more costly for the building owner. And some of the improvements there actually have a longer payback period if they were to be balance sheet financed. So CPACE allows you to take that cost and then spread it over the life of the equipment, which allows you, as Scott noted, to potentially create a cash flow positive situation. And so with this project, that's what we did. We put together a scope that included converting all the fixed speed systems to variable speed systems. We put a 75 kilowatt solar PV system on the roof. We downgraded, we basically right-sized the building, so there were some pumps that were oversized. We kind of right-sized everything, and we installed a building automation system. There was no building automation system when we started to work on the project. And as a result of all that, we were able to significantly reduce energy use in the building, significantly reduce water use in the building, and reduce maintenance use, or maintenance costs. And so we were able to achieve, that's lifetime, over the life of the project, operational savings. And the second bullet down there, we also were able to kind of engineer the project from the very beginning to go after the maximum amount of available pots of funding that are out there. So we looked at how to do, structure the project in a way that we could achieve state grants, utility incentives, tax incentives, and on both the federal side and the property on the local side. And so there's a lot of different incentives out there. I know Mark's going to talk about those. He does a lot of structuring, more kind of exotic, complex projects. But when we look at an efficiency project, we kind of engineer it from the very beginning to tap into these additional sources of financing. And so we call it the efficiency capital stack. It's kind of our term. But that's a kind of another value driver for us, is to look at all these different sources of funding and design a project where they can buy down the initial cost or receive that money back in cash for other purposes and then finance the full cost of the project. And so those are two ways that we've seen building owners go about it. All right, and then finally, as a result of the project, the building value goes up because there's, we're reducing the operating costs, so there's greater net operating income for the building owner. The building had better control, less tenant complaints. There were a lot of tenant complaints when we first assessed the building. There's a lot of issues with comfort and control. And so the building automation system kind of resolved that. So in conclusion, this is a good example of why CPACE really works for deep energy retrofits. It works for other types of efficiency projects as well. There are some transaction costs associated with it, so I think it generally is very well suited for the types of projects that we do. And I'd highly encourage anybody to consider it. Obviously, Scott's the administrator here in Arlington County. I know they're looking to get some projects through. And Jess is the administrator for the state of Maryland, where we have most of our projects. So if anybody has any other questions about CPACE, happy to answer them.